In this video we're going to go over some updates of some new swing trade ideas. Okay, let's dive straight into it with Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers has been in a really big downtrend all the way back since 2021. Not a particularly good company, not something I'd be wanting to hold long term. They've just been plagued with loads of issues, not selling enough to essentially be profitable. But at the moment, based on this most recent pullback, we've got divergence showing on the RSI and PPO. So we've got price making a new low over here and then making a subsequent lower low. But price on the RSI or the indicator, the RSI indicator and PPO indicator, they didn't make lower lows, with price making a lower low, which is indicative of a trend change about to happen. So with Warner Brothers being in such a deep downtrend, and there's quite a nice divergence showing over both indicators, I think this is a nice spot to try and take a long over here. I think we could push up quite reasonably up to $9, $8.90-ish area, where we're going to intersect this 200-day moving average and this downtrend line. So expect to see some resistance around here, but if we can break out above here, I don't have much above until we get to about $11, $12.50, maybe all the way up into here, up until $14.70. Okay, so breaking below these lows wouldn't be particularly good for Warner Brothers. But if we can move above this 100-day moving average, and then I would take some profits around here, around this, around this resistance level, around this 200-day moving average, along with this trend line, that could be a good place to raise stops or booking some profit and try and run it up into this $12, $13 range. Okay, so next up is UPS. So UPS is another one that's been in a downtrend, not as quite as severe as Warner Brothers. But again, we've got some nice divergence here showing price making lower lows with the RSI not making lower lows. So with UPS, this is a nicer entry than Warner Brothers. And we've got some support around 125, 120. And if we can start to move on up over here, we can see that the price has just moved across these very short-term moving averages. I expect us to run up to 134. And if we can break above 134, I think we should be good for 140, maybe all the way up to 150 on UPS. So again, not something I would wanting to be hold for particularly long term, but for a short term swing trade, I think if we can break above this 134 level, we should be good for a 145 price target, sort of closing this gap up here. Okay, so RSI's got some room to move up. PPO's crossed over bullish. Okay, so again, we shouldn't really see price come back below this. I wouldn't want to see it go below 125-ish. Okay, so considering price here is about 129, you've got around sort of $4-5 of risk for about a $10 gain over here. So that's a nice risk reward. Okay, moving on to the next one of ALB. So another one with nice divergence on the PPO and RSI, another solid downtrend that we've been encased in. But with this, these divergences are a good indicator that price is about to reverse trend. Okay, so I would see if we can break above this gap over here around 89. I think we should be good for a run up to 100, maybe up to $120. There's some more resistance around 110. So, a break above 90 should get us to $100, $120. I wouldn't really want to see price come much lower than where it is today again. We really need to break above this level to keep, this old support, now resistance level. We need to break above that and stay above that. So unless this trend continues, it's not one that I would wanting to be holding below the previous low. Okay. Next one up is NUE. Okay, so some more divergence here. Again, we're at a nice support level here around 140. If we can bounce off of here, we could run up to 170. not one I would be wanting to hold if we can't hold this 140 level. Again, it's not one that I would want to hold because it's got quite a good chance of running down to 130. And we've just had the 100 and 200 day crossover over here, so it's got more of a risk of falling than the other three that I've showed you. So this one really does need to stay above this 140 level for this swing trade to stay intact. SEDG is another one with divergence, quite steep divergence over here. So yeah, we've got this falling wedge that we've just broken out of, hitting resistance here around 28. But if we can move above, around 30, and we can break above, or sort of test this trend line over here around 35. Again, I think there's quite a good sort of risk reward. You're risking sort of like $5 to potentially run up to $10, $20 over here. So again, an attractive risk reward over here. These 100 and 200 day moving average could be potential resistance. So you'd want to be booking profit around sort of $10, or raising stops around here once we've broken above these previous highs over here. This is where I'd want to be raising stops to at least above entry.